Hey everybody, Playtendoguy here, and I'm back with another video. It's that time of the week again. Yes, it's Monday, so that means we're going to hit the road and do a bit of Blu-ray, DVD, and video game shopping. So without further ado, let's get going. So we've finally arrived at King's Lynn, and first off I'd just like to show you this library. I've showed you it a couple of weeks ago and it's a lovely building that's been around for hundreds of years. But a recent discovery is that the council want to knock this down and build flats on it, unfortunately, which would be a massive shame because it's a lovely building and it provides a great service to the town. Anyway, that's enough talking about buildings, let's get on to the shopping, and first up is Poundland, and as you can tell it's the same old stuff. The same old stuff has been in here week in, week out. No new deliveries, again I don't know why I keep coming in here. One below now, and again, like Poundland, nothing new here. There might be a couple of new DVDs, but nothing here that really takes my fancy. But I'll show you a quick look at some of the ones here on offer nevertheless. I can hear those coffee beans calling me again, so yes, you know what time it is. It's time for a Costa Latte. Here's a look at the coffee, and yes, it was delicious. Morrison's now, and unfortunately they haven't got Peter Rabbit here, which is a pretty big disappointment. I honestly thought they'd have it in. The Blu-rays are pretty much empty, nothing really new here. I think I've got Justice League for tenner, and that's the only real interesting thing on the Blu-rays. As for DVDs, there's a couple of ones here. There's a couple of Sky Originals, one with Judi Dench, and there's one with Ruby Rose SAS, which I haven't seen before. Nothing really here that takes my fancy, but I'll show you through all the DVDs and fairly recent releases nevertheless. Poundland 2, and yes, you guessed it, it's the same old crap. Nothing's changed, it's just the same old films that we've seen week in, week out. I really wish they just had a new delivery. Tesco now, and here they haven't got Peter Rabbit. It's just the same old releases from last week, which is a shame. Nothing really new on the Blu-ray counter, just the same old stuff. A few little discounts here and there with the Fifth Element for a tenner, which isn't too bad. There is a couple of new releases on DVD, but again, no Peter Rabbit. I'll showcase all the releases they've got here, as well as the box sets. Again, nothing really new here to take fancy, but I did notice this whilst looking around, and they have got Peter Rabbit, but in digital format, and unfortunately I don't do digital, and I'd rather just have a physical copy. So once they have a physical copy in, I'll get it from Tesco, as I've got a Tesco voucher. Quick look at the video games, and nothing really new here. They've got the new F1 game, it doesn't really interest me. The Switch stuff is the same, the Xbox stuff is mostly the same, and again the PlayStation stuff is mostly the same, but it's worth a look nevertheless. Literally just turned around the corner and I've just found the Peter Rabbit on Blu-ray in this lovely cardboard standout with loads of Blu-rays and DVDs. Such a lovely display. Also notice this G.I. Joe set, which is $36.99 on Blu-ray, and yet it's only £7 on DVD. It's an absolute joke. I've asked online, and apparently in other people's Tesco's it's £10. What a joke. I actually did take it to the till, and yes, it did scan up as $36.99. Unbelievable. Sainsbury's now, and again it's the same old stuff they've had in week out. Nothing really much on the discounts for Blu-rays. There's a few with the £3 ones like Kingsman and Mission Impossible, which is great if you haven't got them. And some of the Disney Blu-rays are on offer for £7, which isn't too bad. But again, no Peter Rabbit here, and nothing really much in general. As Sainsbury's is moving out of the media sort of section, I kind of hope that they do a big clearance, but unfortunately they don't seem to be doing anything. But that being said, I did notice they've got a load of cheap DVDs here for like £2 and even one here for £1, so maybe it's a sign to come, or maybe it's just wishful thinking. Anyway, that's enough for Kingsman for today. Let's bugger off to Peterborough. And we've finally arrived at Peterborough at Hampton Serpentine Green, and it's took a very long time indeed, as the road was closed, so we had to have a detour. So yeah, that was a bit awkward, but nevertheless we're finally here. So let's go into our first stop of the day, and that will be Tesco. And unfortunately, for being one of the biggest Tesco's in the country, the media section is really poor. It's much less than my local King's Lynn store and other stores in the area. They had no Peter Rabbit in, only advertisement for the physical release and the digital codes, which was disappointing, and most of the stuff here is the same old stuff I've had in, week out. As for the video games, again, nothing really much new here, it's just the same old stuff and no real big discounts. Right. Final Poundland of the day, and I haven't been in this Poundland for must have been about 2 or 3 months, and unfortunately nothing here whatsoever. It's just slim pickings, basically the breadcrumbs they've had left over the past 6 to 12 months. Pick up a few to show you what they look like, but honestly nothing here that takes my fancy. Really desperately need some deliveries in this store and all the stores across the country. Yes, it's that time again. Yep, it's Costa time. Time to have a lovely latte and have a nice sit down after all the shopping and driving about. Time for somewhere a little bit different, and it's gamers time. And first thing, as soon as I see through the door, is the Lego Super Mario set, but with Luigi in. I'm pretty certain this isn't out yet, but it's yours for 50 quid. And I also noticed I got some little blind bags and a big box set there for like 90 quid. Lego is expensive and it's a bit too rich for my liking. Here's a quick look at the discount shelf, and some pretty decent offers there: Persona, Kingdom Hearts, Control, and a few PlayStation 5 games there, which isn't too bad. I know it's a few Wants to Be a Millionaire game, but it's actually only £7 in Smythes, but they're sold out. And they've also got a few Switch games. And here's a quick look at PlayStation stuff, not too bad. Here's also a quick look at the recent Switch releases. We've got games like Peaky Blinders, Hotline Miami, The World Ends With You, and the Mario and Sonic games. As well as my most anticipated game of the year, Metroid Dread. Seriously, cannot wait for October when that game comes out. Also, whilst at Serpentine Green, I did notice that the benches that were in King's Lynn, the painted ones, one of them has popped up in Serpentine Green, so they must be doing the rounds throughout the country. Quite a nice find actually. And there's also a nice little Paddington one next to it, which is also pretty great. And the final stop of the day is As the Living, and unfortunately no new releases in this store. They had a big Peter Rabbit display but no Peter Rabbit. There must be a stock shortage or something. All we've got here is the standard normal DVDs, Disney stuff, and a few Blu-rays, quite a few actually, but nothing here that really takes my fancy. You got Jumanji, Bad Boys, loads of Spider-Man and Fast and Furious. We've also got a huge selection of cheap DVDs. Also noticed that the Swordsman here was only £3, which is pretty great. Willy's Wonderland is also £3, which isn't too bad, and there's a great little mix here of cheap DVDs. As for video games, nothing really new here, it's the same old stuff. The prices are around about the same as you find in Tesco. Nothing really on offer either on Switch, PS4 or Xbox, but I'll give you a quick look nevertheless. Anyway, that's enough shopping for today, so let's bugger off home and see what I got. And we're finally back, people, and it's been a pretty good day. The weather's been a bit so-so. It started off nice, then got a bit cloudy, then got a bit nice again, but overall, yeah, it's been a pretty great day. We've been to Kings Lynn, we've been to Peterborough, and we've looked in the shops. I've been in a H&V, though I didn't get any footage, and we've been into the supermarkets, though they haven't got Peter Rabbit, which is a bit odd. I could have got it from H&V, but I wanted to get it from Tesco, as I've got some Tesco vouchers coming, so I'm going to wait. But we've been in quite a few shops, we've even been into a game, so now we're finally home. Let's see what I picked up and got delivered throughout the past week. First up is the video games. Anyway, I popped into Game in the Week, and as I noticed, a certain game was on offer, and that was Darksiders Definitive Edition. Definitive. See, play on words, definitive, definitive. These guys like to do these sort of terrible but quite funny puns for their titles of their remasters. But yeah, Darksiders 2 is a very fun game. I played it on the Wii U and technically it was a bit of a mess, but thankfully this Switch version is much more better. If you're a big fan of Zelda games, then this will be right up your street, as it basically is a bit more of a mature Zelda game, with loads of dungeons and puzzles and some great God of War-esque combat. This was on offer at Game for only $10.99, brand new, so I picked it up real quick. It's a great game and well worth picking up if you've just completed Zelda Skyward Sword. And the gaming's Peterborough, I popped into there, and the first thing I saw on the discount shelf was Samurai Shodown, or Showdown. This came out on the PS4 and Xbox about 2 or 3 years ago. Never got it, always wanted to get it but never got around to it. Then it came on the Switch last year, and again wanted it but never got around to it. The price did drop to about 20 or 30 quid last year, but I missed out, and all the prices since then have skyrocketed. You're looking at about 40 odd quid on Amazon for this, but thankfully in game it was only 25 quid, new and sealed, so that's brilliant. Next up is the DVDs. Yes, we did pick up a couple of DVDs this week. First up is Blade 2. Yeah, I picked up Blade Trinity the other month from One Below, and this week a different One Below I went into had Blade 2, so I thought, you know what, just pick it up. I mean, the Blade trilogy is like 20 quid, which isn't too bad, but if I can find all 3 of them on DVD for a quid, I ain't gonna say no. It's got 2 discs and a slew of special features. For a quid, it's not too bad. And the second and final DVD for the month is a fairly recent release that I really want to get on Blu-ray. But I went into Asda today and it was super cheap. It was only 3 quid, and the Blu-ray is 13, so I thought, you know what, just pick it up. And that's the Swordsman. I've been looking at this one for quite a few weeks now, and it's been hovering around the £7 and £5 mark. It was £3 on Amazon, quite tempted to get it there, and then I saw it in Asda for £3, so I thought, you know what, pick it up. The Blu-ray, really want the Blu-ray, but for a £10 difference, I thought, just get it on DVD. Very looking forward to giving this one a go. From what I heard, like one of the guys from Mortal Kombat is actually in this, so should be a good time. Went into a Poundland, yes. During the week I went to Boston and I had a look in the Poundland there, and again, same old stuff. But as I recently picked up the Arrow box set of it, and this is the Americanization of it, I thought I'd give it a try for £2, and that is Rings. Yeah, I don't really know much about it, bar that it's a American remake of The Ring. So I'm not saying I'm looking forward to giving this a go, because from what I've heard it's not that great, but for £2 I'm willing to give it a go. And even the guy from Big Bang Theory's in it. I can't remember who he plays now, but yeah, he's in this, so for £2 that's worth a go. Whilst also in Boston, I did pop into the H&V there, and it's quite a great little store. It's not as big as other stores I've been into, but they do have a big and varied selection. And at the time, the Arrow sale was still on, so I picked up Takeshi Miike's Audition, which is like a half romantic comedy, half horror film. Very looking forward to giving this one a go. And I also picked up, as it got a 4K release, Dario Argento's The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. It's basically, from what I gather, it's like a whodunit with horror elements. Haven't seen it yet, but I'm looking forward to giving it a go. The Clint Eastwood Western Collection, which includes Pale Rider, The Outlaw Josie Wells, and Unforgiven. Haven't seen any three of these, but I'm looking forward to giving this a go. I had a £5 voucher, so it only came to about £5.99, which is an absolute bargain. So yeah, and I bundled that up with the release of Park Chan-wook's Handmaiden in the lovely special edition. This one includes the theatrical and extended cut. I don't really know what cut to watch first, but it looks like a really good period drama, quite dark, thrilling, and apparently a little bit naughty. But yeah, this box set is absolutely gorgeous with the gold spot glasses or indentations. It looks really nice. But yeah, this one only cost a tenner, so that's not too bad. So yeah, looking forward to watching this one when I get around to it. And our final pickup and delivery of the week is a recent one that just arrived this morning. That is Doberman Cop. Yes, from what I gather, this is a Japanese crime drama sort of thing based on a manga. I'm not entirely sure, but there's supposed to be some Yakuza elements into it. It looks like a fun time, and it's quite a hefty little package, may I say. I think it includes a booklet and a DVD as well as the Blu-ray, and this only cost me about a £5 on Amazon, so not too bad. But yeah, that's Doberman Cop. As we were in H&V over the week, I did pick up a Nip of the Dog last week, so I thought I'd bundle it up with a mug. And this one's like the one with the black handle and the black insides, and I thought it was a lovely looking mug. For £2.99, you can't really say no. So yeah, and that's all the pickups and deliveries for the past week. Tell me what you think of my pickups in the comment section down below. So it's that time again, we've reached the end of the video. I just want to make a quick shout out. Last week I did a live stream with James and Andy from Forgotten World of Movies, and we had special guests James JT at Movies and John from Mondo Chelovek Movies. It was a fantastic stream, so much fun, great guys, and I urge you to sub to their channels as well as checking out the brilliant live stream. As for this week's live stream, we've got another real great lineup. James and Andy's returning as always. Andy's a permanent member now. He is a permanent co-host, which is absolutely brilliant. He's such a great guy. This week we're joined by Slayer Reviews and Jamie Powell. Yes, so another great lineup. So join us on Tuesday night at 7:30 UK time for another fun live stream and quiz. So anyway, the video's over. Thank you very much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you could like and subscribe, that would be totally awesome. And as always, till next time, bye.